It's I don't know, 6:30 in the morning. I backed the car out of the garage for Marianne. It's kind of tricky, especially whenever she comes out to the car. She's got her water bottles. In this case, since now it's cold weather, now it's hot tea, and then of course her purse, and of course her vlogging camera. But this morning she asked me to come out and vlog for her because she's expecting a software update. So it's always nice when you come out and it has a the door opens up, so you don't have to manage the door in the morning, and that's pretty cool. Then of course you have to figure out how to slide into the car when it's set to Marianne's profile, and that's a little tight for me. Of course, who knows? Alright, so here it is. It says that keep it cool or warm. So this is the new camper mode update, which is great. Marianne came out at got a notification that there was a software update, and she came out at 1 o'clock in the morning. And you got to remember, it was like, it's 42 degrees here. So she slipped a sweater on and she ran out and she started the software update, because that's how much she is dedicated. She loves her Tesla, and I love my Marianne.
We are running extra late this morning because I got hung up at the computer trying to fix an error of my video uploading last night. Thank goodness Don is such a sweetheart and has Ruby all ready to go for me, including my tea in the car and everything, or I would surely be in trouble. He's the best. Johnny's going to be really happy about this one the next time he gets in the car with me. He's always having to move it so it's in the right spot for him.
So Mom is trying really hard to get us to school on time. We are a bit late, but we have a good cushion, so I think we'll make it.
Yeah, we got 4 minutes according to navigation right now to spare. They're supposed to be there by 7:35. If not, the cafeteria door locks and they have to walk around to the front. I told the boys to tell the truth though, personal integrity and all. Their mom started fiddling on her computer and made them late. Hopefully not, right? Yeah, we made a couple of lights there in Garner that we sometimes get stopped at, some long lights, and we grabbed back a minute or two doing that. So fingers crossed. We're a little nervous this morning. It's all we can think about really is, are we going to get there in time or not? Alright guys, have a great day. I love you. See you this afternoon, regular time. No robotics club. No chess club. Well, they're stuck at the door. It's only 7:34. Yay, somebody let them in. Phew! See? 7:34. Let me tell you, that was intense this morning. That was intense. Not the kind of drive we enjoy when we're worried about being here on time the entire way. It really puts a little bit of a cloud on our morning, music playing and talking and good time. So there's no robotics club after school today, no chess club after school today. It's that time of year where they're giving tours of the school to try to get new people to apply, and so that's happening from 2:30 to 3:30 today instead of clubs. Kind of a bummer because I'm all ready to go with my lesson plan and I was excited about working with the kids, and oh well, next week I guess. Also, I'm not over at Guardian Angel today because Linda, the wonderful lady that I primarily work with over there, had a family emergency and is off for a few days, and so we're a little bit ahead of the people that come behind us and do the processing for the actual website, you know, writing the descriptions, putting the photos out there, that kind of thing. So yeah, we're just taking a week off, let her catch up, and let the rest of the staff catch up and that kind of thing. So I find myself with a free Thursday. What do you know? Dawn and I are probably headed up to Crabtree to the Apple store. Yeah, we're probably headed up to Crabtree to the Apple store to look for a MacBook. If I can, you know, not get too confused about this decision, we'll probably just go ahead and get one today. Johnny has basically taken over my Chromebook for school. I still have it in the evenings when he's asleep, but he has it with him at school during the day. It's a refurbished Lenovo education series, so it's durable, and Joey has basically the same one too. But yeah, so they each are carrying a Chromebook to school, and then sometimes at the house I borrow Don's Pixel Chromebook. But my Samsung machine, we got it working. My Windows 10 i7 processor machine, Dawn was able to use this self-healing, self-fixing software on it, and it actually fixed the problem with whatever was going on with that update, and all the updates are on now. So I'm back in business with that machine, but that's not my go-to machine for doing much, because believe it or not, it's really darn slow, even though it has an i7 processor in it. And there's a column of keys, including SX and the number 2 and the @ sign, that don't type anymore, lowercase or uppercase. So I have to use the pop-up keyboard anytime I want to type a 2 or a W or an S. That's really frustrating. So I'm doing some stuff on that computer, but I'm not doing my email on that computer. You ought to see trying to type an email over there. Yeah, not so good. So we'll see. Donnie has a dentist appointment this morning, and when he gets home from that, maybe around 10:30, we'll see if we want to head up to the Apple store or not. But until then, I probably need to be practicing my Taekwondo, and I've got a couple other chores that are waiting for me to do on the computer. Since Donnie won't be home, I'll grab his Pixel, and life will be good. First things first, though, time to ride Fuquay Main Street and get my daily Pokemon. Well, Johnny's phone wanted to install a new version of Pokemon Go. I hope that's in preparation for Gen 3 Pokemon to come out. That would be awesome. This Team Valor Red Gym here at Explore Church, they don't stand a chance. Down they go. A Snorlax in the wild is not something you see too often. Wow. Well, I was going to let Donnie take Ruby to the dentist. But as he pointed out, that particular parking lot is really crowded and not many spaces. It butts right up with the railroad tracks. So he's going to take the Scion. I didn't leave Ruby in the bestest position because I thought he was going right back out. So after he leaves, I'm going to move her into the garage until we go out later. Bye, Donnie.
Yep.
So Don just looked down at our range, and it's at 129 miles, which was sort of perplexing because all I did was go into downtown Raleigh and back home, and that's, you know, maybe I did 35, 40 miles at the max of range. So I looked at the notifications from the Tesla app on my phone, and it said that charging was interrupted at 2:06 a.m. to put on, but just says charging was updated at 2:06 a.m. with the battery at 193 miles, and then software update is complete at 2:47 a.m. Now, my experience in the past is after the software update goes on, it resumes charging.
Right.
That's been my experience. We've had 4 or 5 software updates go on and it's resumed charging. So I just expected that that was going to do that last night. So obviously I have no charging completed at 5:50 a.m. message or anything. So apparently it did not start charging again. And therefore I left the house with, you know, 40 or 50 miles less range than I would normally have. So we're not in trouble, but let's just say it caught our attention.
Yeah,
so,
well, this is an example of, you know, Marianne, she doesn't worry about range. I mean, that's why we got the Tesla with the 100 battery, is that, you know, what happened with the charging stopping before it reached the 80% number, it just shows that, you know, we're not worried about range. Marianne had not even looked to see what the range was. She just doesn't, we don't worry about range. She just gets in the car and drives it. And in all honesty, with 128 miles of range, after she did the 40 miles this morning, so when she got in the car, it probably had 170 miles or so of range. So even at 170 miles, that's plenty for her normal rate back and forth. I mean, she does about 100 to 120 miles a day. So she would have finished the day with about 50 miles worth of range. So that's the advantage of the Tesla with the 100 kilowatt battery, is that, you know, even when you forget to charge or something messes you up and breaks your routine, that you still probably have plenty of reserve capacity.
You know, the only thing different about last night's software update, of course, was that I accepted the software update after the car had started charging. You know, I entered the car while it was charging, half asleep, to say, yeah, go ahead and put on the software update. And I think I remember I was at 175 miles of range right then, because, you know, when it's charging, it's this huge number up on the screen. And I thought to myself, I did think to myself at that time, it'll resume charging even though it's going to reboot the car, and B, 175 miles is a lot of range, so even if it doesn't, it's not going to matter. But I left with the assumption that it would. But all the other times I've accepted the software update prior to the car starting charging. So not saying that made a difference, but possibly that made a difference. I don't know. Hopefully the next time it puts on a software update, it'll resume charging like it has all the other times. That would be good. Maybe it has to do with what was updated. I don't know. So yeah, Don survived his dentist appointment and got in and out of there at his place in Fuquay pretty quick. And we did decide to go up to Crabtree to the Apple store to check out MacBooks. So, you know, we might come away with something. We might not, but, you know, we're headed there to do that. We should have a couple of hours before we have to go get the boys. That Apple store is always crowded. I don't think Dawn can even comprehend, because usually it's me up there with the kids and we pop in just to see the latest tech because we can. And I might send Dawn a picture, oh hey, we were at the Apple store looking at stuff, but he's not used to going in there. It's a zoo. I mean, it's always a zoo. So maybe we can get somebody to help us today, maybe not. All right, this is my safe parking spot for Crabtree. Dawn approved. So we're really taking up our spot and a little bit of the yellow overpaint, and there's 2 more spots over here. Told Dawn it's not about parking close to your destination, it's all about parking in a safe spot at Crabtree.
Yeah, they'd have to run over that concrete thing.
Right.
You basically can't get there.
Yep. You'd have to really make a mistake to hit Ruby. So we're looking at this MacBook Pro 15-inch. You know, if you're going to do video editing, you're not going to get away with an Air or one of the smaller computers. I've logged into my WeVideo account. Unfortunately, Safari doesn't support, or WeVideo doesn't support Safari, but I would probably end up installing Google Chrome anyway. So I'm on an older version of the editor here, which is pretty similar but a little weird. I'm trying to see if I can live with the touchpad and live with the keyboard, both of which feel different, but yeah, so far so good. No SD card reader. So he's gone to get a reader for me so I can see how frustrated I'm going to be not having a built-in card reader into my computer. So I knew this used USB-C for the charging, but it also uses USB-C for everything else. And this is a SanDisk SD card reader, and it's flexible. So Dawn's concerned that I might accidentally break it off, which would be my concern too, by the way. We don't have to worry about that.
Here she is, opening up her brand new 15-inch MacBook Pro. There it is. This is the unboxing. We're now officially a Mac household.
That's right. We have innovative packaging.
That's right.
Innovative packaging. Yeah.
Here you go. And you can peel that all the way around.
Oh boy. So she's setting it up with the Apple Genius. He's helping us and 3 or 4 people.
Well, I'm not that good. I got these big fingers. It's hard to type with this thing.
It's pretty cool. It's all shiny.
What are we waiting for now?
I don't know. All right, so we're in the Apple Maps application, and we're going to click on 3D.
Yeah, first we were in the regular map. Now we hit satellite. Then we're going to go down to 3D. And we got 3D. And we
That
can change
is
the angle.
Pretty impressive.
And we could go 360 degrees.
Works for larger cities.
Yeah. Raleigh's one of them. Amazingly.
Wow, that is pretty impressive.
And you could get tight enough to see every shrub and piece of lawn furniture on a regular house.
That's amazing.
It just takes a little bit to populate. And it'll show you the undulations of the land and the whole bit.
Well, I guess we decided we'd leave and go pick up the boys on time. Basically, on time. Close, sort of on time. Yeah, I could have sat in the Apple store for another hour or 2, I'm sure, and continue to go through setup stuff. But yeah, so it really, Dawn is just like impressed or not with exactly how many people are in that Apple store. And it's like that here, and it's like that at South Point, and every Apple store I've ever been in, it's like that. It's yeah, there's just a lot of people to navigate through. So yeah, I'm really lucky, and I again owe Dawn this huge gratitude for getting me a new computer. I guess technically when we got the Samsung Windows machine, he told me he'd like for it to last me 3 years, and it's been over 3 years now. So that's about as long as we figure a Windows machine would last anybody, right? But yeah, I'm real appreciative of my new machine, and will endeavor to make the most out of it. I've signed myself up for a Intro to Mac class next Wednesday. I'm going to plan to try to use it probably just on WeVideo over the weekend and take notes about questions that I have, and try to have a list with me when I go next week so I can get the most out of that class at whatever level they might start it at. I suspect I'll pick up pretty quickly since I'm not a novice computer user, even though I'm new to MacBook. Yeah, so how exciting, right? I mean, really exciting. Just sort of, they spun us around in the store with so much new information. I'm trying to compartmentalize it right now so I keep the most important things in my head. I asked Donnie if he had anything he wanted to add to the experience.
Yeah, I asked the guy if he could use his employee discount, but he said nope. That's about the only thing I needed to know.
Hey, buddy.
Mr. Dawn's here again?
Yep, day 2. Must be a particularly good day. Oh wow, it came out behind you over there.
So how did Apple product hunting go?
It went good. I'm the
Get a new MacBook?
proud owner of a MacBook.
Awesome.
Yes, that means I'm a proud owner of a Chromebook now.
Well, you were already basically the proud owner of a
But now I
Chromebook.
can do more with it.
Now Mom won't be, yeah.
Awesome.
Now I can keep it in my
How was your day?
Pretty good.
Eh? Just meh?
Meh.
So what kind of MacBook did you get?
An expensive one.
Mr. Don said the best one.
Does it have a touch bar?
Yes. How do you know what a touch bar is?
We've
You
watched
think we
the
haven't-
Apple press conference.
You think we don't know what a MacBook is? Those things are great.
Well, I've never seen the touch bar.
Oh, it's not a MacBook. No, it is not a MacBook. It is a MacBook Pro. Get it right. That adds at least $1,000 to it, baby. To get the PRO on it, you write another 3 digits on the thing.
Maybe I'm supposed to make this one last 5 years. I don't think 3 years is going to cut it.
Oh, it's all right. It's just,
So this is the power supply for the MacBook Pro. And let me tell you, it's pretty weighty too. It's quite sizable. Even Dawn was surprised. So there's the new MacBook Pro computer set up on my little computer stand here by the love seat in the family room where I do most of my video editing at night. And it should be as no surprise to anyone that knows me or Dawn at all, but about the first thing we did was go out and install Chrome browser onto the MacBook. Yeah, well, actually, the little WeVideo editor that I know how to use and want to continue to use at least sometimes for the vlogging videos, it doesn't work on Safari. It, however, does work wonderfully on Chrome, so if for no other reason, that was a good thing to do. We got the MacBook Pro with the 256 gigabyte SSD hard drive, not the 512. Yeah, I hear Don's point. I'll fill up 256 gigabytes in about 2 weeks, and the 512 would only buy him another couple of weeks. The bottom line is I've got to dump stuff onto, you know, either iCloud or Google Drive. I typically back up my iPhone to iCloud, but I use Google Drive for all my word processing and photo backups and that kind of thing. So at any point, I've got just a little while to play with it before dinner and Taekwondo tonight. So just a few minutes to play. By the time I got in the car, she was done, but I heard the seat moving, and Ruby moved the seat back from Dawn to Marianne. So whatever they did at the service center the last time really seems to have fixed that issue.
So there's some new news on the Gen 3 of Pokemon coming to Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
This Halloween, they're going to release at least like 5 Gen 3 Pokemon, and then by December, they're all gonna gradually come out. So like, I'm just going to assume that like maybe 5 are gonna come out a week or something. I don't know.
Not a complete drop, huh?
Not a complete drop like Gen 2. Which
Well, I noticed today that God, it's so dark in the car. Nobody can see us. But yeah, I noticed today that a new update went on Android for the Pokemon Go app. So I wondered if that was enabling the Gen 3 to come out on a certain day. It's really hard getting out of the house into Taekwondo on time when it's dark out like this time of year. Between now and January, it starts to get cold. It's harder to warm up.
best time of the year.
Really takes a lot of dedication though to be ready for class. We're about 1 minute late. Not too bad. I was cooking a roast and broccoli and good stuff, real food for dinner, and Mom never has enough time. Well, class was extra difficult tonight. I don't think I said anything in today's earlier videos, but I woke up and my right knee's been giving me a good bit of trouble. So it gave me trouble during class too. So at any point, Master Lee seemed pretty determined on testing no matter what. And she said Master Go would wrap my knee so it would be okay. I'm willing to give it a try. You know, it's hard to do what you're supposed to do if you know when you land on it it's going to hurt pretty bad. So it doesn't hurt all the time. It doesn't hurt when I'm just sitting on it, only if I move it a certain way. I've had this knee give me trouble before, but not lately. And I don't know what I did to trigger it. You know, I've really been hoping we would all be well, no colds or illnesses or anything, and that we would all be injury-free for black belt testing. But I don't know. I'm gonna really hope it comes around.